4, 3, 2, 1.
What's going on, everybody? Daniel in your face from iFixSheet. Don't forget to smash the like button, subscribe, show a little love to the channel. So I normally ride some pretty premium boards. I bought this one for my girlfriend on Black Friday. It was on sale for $125. I've seen a couple reviews on this, but nobody really did an in-depth one, and I figured, heck, I'm about to take it down to the store. It's the first ride. It's never been taken out before. A couple things we're going to go over. It has 4 speed modes plus reverse. Board is capable of, they say, 8 to 11 miles. I am pushing the weight limit of this board because I weigh 211 pounds, and this board was designed for somebody 220 pounds or less. So I'm going to be pushing the abilities of this board pretty good. However, I'm not going to be taking this out and pushing it really hard today. We're just going to take it out a little bit, see how smooth it is, get a feel for it. There's a couple things I've already noticed out of the box that I would change immediately. Is the front bearings are not very good. Now, luckily, she's dating a tech nerd and a guy that loves to do hobby stuff, so I actually have some really good high-speed bearings that I'm going to be swapping out the front with. When I do that, I will make a video and tell you exactly which high-speed bearings I popped in there. Because they don't spin very well, and you don't. The biggest thing with skateboards and getting good range is friction. You want everything to function as loose as possible so that you get the most range out of your board. If there's any kind of fight back, you know, as soon as you add weight to it, if the bearings are already sketchy and then you add a 200-pound rider to it, you're losing a lot to friction. And so if you can cut out that friction by adding better bearings, I would suggest doing that. So this is a single hub motor. This is hub driven. I prefer hub driven to belt driven. It's a 350 watt hub driven. I don't know the battery specifications other than it's like 4,000 mAh, something like that. Should be good. I mean, most of the boards that I have, even my premium ones, have 4,000 plus mAh batteries. So this one should be good for at least 10 miles if you ride it at medium speeds. Now, for those of you guys who don't know anything about batteries and EV stuff, you really want to ride at half throttle or less. So on this one, I'm going to probably be leaving it at speed setting 3, because I think that gives me about 10 miles an hour, 9 to 10 miles an hour. And then speed setting 4, because it has 4 settings, should give you the full 12 miles per hour, whatever. So I would ride between 2 and 3 if you're trying to extend your range and actually get the capabilities of the board. If you ride it in speed setting 4 at full tilt, you're probably only going to get 5 or 6 miles out of the board. So that's with all EV vehicles. It doesn't matter. When you push them that hard, you're going to lose range to battery life. That's just how it goes. So if you're looking to maximize range, you want to stay around speed setting 2 or 3. Yeah, it's a little slow, but you know what? You're going to get 10 to 12 miles out of your board. That's what you're looking for. Long distance. That is what LiPo batteries are for, lithium-ion batteries. That's exactly what they're for. Sorry, I didn't mean to say LiPo. That's a lithium polymer. So let's take a look at this thing real quick. Came with a cool little user manual. Nice little charger here. Decent controller, to be honest with you, and it came with a sweet little tool in the box. It is not, I'm going to say this now, it is not a flexi deck, okay, which is what I'm used to. I'm used to a pretty flexi deck. This is a bit more on the stiff side is what this deck is, which I have no issues with that. I have no problems with it being on the stiffer side, okay, but for those of you that are going to be riding this long range, a flex deck is a lot better on your feet because it takes a lot of the punishment from the road surface out of it. I do love that they use some 77 millimeter polyurethane wheels, but like I said, my bearings on my board would spin forever, and this one's already slowing down, and it's come to a complete stop. If I did that on mine, it would take like 5 minutes to stop spinning. So these are not good bearings. They're cheap bearings. They're Chinese cheap bearings. That's just what it is. So if you're going to be riding this board a lot, I suggest change your bearings because they're just not good. That motor should be sufficient for a fairly good amount of torque. Once you put it on speed setting 4, I should think 350 watts is going to be a bit on the torquey side. Another thing to remember is if you do slam the brakes on, it's only going to be stopping with one side of the board as opposed to a dual hub setup where you will stop instantly. This one is probably going to take a bit longer to stop. That's just my knowledge of single boards like that. So I gave it a full charge. I've got, I don't know, 2.5 mile ride up the road. I'm going to take it out for a little cruise. I'll tell you guys my thoughts on the way and see what I think of this thing. So let's take it out. I do want to show you another cool little setting before we get going here. I realize I'm doing a lot of talk. But this does have a power button right here on the side of it. Right there. Whoops, wrong side. Or if you just click it, it'll turn on. But let me teach you a little secret about this board. You actually don't have to. I'll go ahead and turn this on. It will not turn on the board. However, if you just roll it forward, listen. Is it not going to do it? Oh, no. I thought I had a... I think it does. Did it not turn on? Oh, there we go. Just give the wheel a little spin and it turns on. So that's all you have to do before you set it down. I don't know why it didn't do it when I rolled it. Anyways, just give the motor a little spin and it should turn on. Then you don't actually have to push the power button and wear out the power button. So it's ready to go. It's set at speed setting, I have no idea, 4. We're not going to do that. We're going to start off in 2. And we're just going to cruise, take it for a little ride, see what my thoughts are. Seems nice. I mean, even with me standing on it as big as I am, it's got quite a bit of flex in the deck. For a guy my size, I wouldn't want to stand in the middle. And I am definitely going to be tightening these down because these are very, very loose. However, for her, it's probably going to be really, really good that these are this loose because she doesn't weigh what I do. But being a bigger rider standing on this deck, it actually feels all right. But I'm going to have to tighten these trucks down before I go anywhere because they are way too loose for somebody my size. So let me tighten these down, then we'll take it out. One more thing I forgot to note. This is your board battery life, and that's your low battery life. So if your transmitter starts getting low, that will light up. To shift in and out of your speed modes, you just press it. So you can see I'm on speed setting 2, press it again. Speed setting 3, press it again. Speed setting 4, speed setting 1. If you want to go forward or backwards with it, so right now it's in forwards. If I hold this down, you can see that changed to red. Now it's in reverse. Okay, so we're going to hold it forward again. And that'll put it back into forward. So it shows your, like I said, your board battery life here. And if you ever question what your board battery life currently is, if you tip it over on the side, again, for whatever reason, there you go. It's got a battery meter readout right there to show you what your board life is. That's pretty much it. I'm sure the acceleration and braking is going to alter. But if you want to stop, like I said, when you're pushing forward, just pull back and it applies the brakes. The more you roll onto it, the faster the board's going to take off. The more you pull back, the faster it's going to stop. So this is going to be controlling everything that you do. So just be gentle until you get used to the board. Take it easy. Alright, I'm currently outside. It's ready to go. Make sure I'm in speed setting 2. There we go. We got to go all the way out and around and out here, so I'm just going to stand on it. I tightened the trucks down. I did bring the little tool with me. Let's see how it does over this kind of stuff. It's rolling pretty good with me. Nice slow takeoff in number 2. Nothing crazy. Nice little buildup of speed. It's not going to throw you off like my board would if you were to give it full beans. Right now I'm at full beans. So, let's get out over this. It feels really smooth. I'm actually surprised by how smooth it feels. Alright, let's go. So yeah, not aggressively fast board, but if you were looking to go for range, this would definitely be where you want to be for range. Feels slow, but you're going to go forever and you don't have to walk. However, for my needs, that's a little too slow. So let's crank it up to 3 and see what happens now. Okay, this is a little better. So for me, I would probably be cruising this in 3. This feels pretty solid. Good speed. Feels like I'm going around 8 miles an hour, 8 or 9 miles an hour. Totally manageable. Easy control. This board is really smooth. Very surprised. Let's try some carving on it. Oh, it carves beautifully. Oh, beautiful. Oh, yeah. Boy, this is quite the little board. Alright, let's go out here. Got a long ride. Going up to the store real quick. Seems to be handling my weight just fine. I'll be a little more curious once we get closer to the store what my battery life is, because I suspect that's probably about 1.5 miles to the store. So we're just going to ride on the sidewalk. We're going to see how this board handles these bumps. Just full beans at speed setting 3. It's not very torquey. It's perfect, just enough. I feel all the little bumps. However, I will say for hub driven, it feels pretty good. My board, I feel like, would be making a lot more noise than this. This is pretty manageable. And that's probably because it's a fresh board. There's not really much going on with this board right now, so. Oh yeah. So yeah, like I said, there's not really much flex to this deck. If you were to ride this for a long time, something tells me you'd be pretty sore. Pretty sore from a long ride. I would suggest getting some good skateboard shoes if you're going to be riding this a long ways. As somebody who rides a lot of skateboards, you're going to want to get some good shoes. Definitely. Try to watch out for the bumps. It's pretty hard on the bearings. If you can avoid hitting big bumps, I would. If you don't have to ride on sidewalks that do all this whack, 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 I would do that too, because like I said, that's hard on all the components on these things. But this is a good test. So, just cruising, man. Feeling it. Feeling it out. I like it. It feels good. It carves really easily. You can carve really well on this board. No. Feels really, really super smooth. I'm impressed. I'm definitely impressed. And like I said, I'm a bigger person. So, still cruising. Can't be that bad. We're still cruising. Whew. That was a good bump there. Hanging out on 4 battery bars still. I'm going up an incline. Alright, slowed me down a little bit. This is quite an incline. I may end up, tell you what, I'm not even going to push the board that hard because this is actually quite an incline that I'm going up right now. It's a very steep climb. I want to have enough battery power to get back, so I'm not going to push it that hard. Alright, let's get going here again. That's why we do these tests, you see? Now, if I had taken that on and I knew that was coming, I could put this in speed setting 4 and I could have probably climbed right up that, no problem. But we're trying to do things, you know, efficiently here. Trying to maximize how much range I get out of the board. So, oh yeah, going downhill, we're cruising now. Okay, so I just got down here to the store. I will say that with a larger rider, it does not handle the inclines very well. It gets the job done, but it just doesn't have a lot of power to take off from, you know, little hilly stuff. But it cruises very well. This is all uphill right now. We're gonna go back downhill now. So if you're a bigger rider, this isn't something I would suggest unless you have a lot of flat surface. I'm actually going to pick up the pace here so I can just climb right up and over this. So I put it in speed setting 4. We'll see if we can get a little speed before we get up to this thing right here. This is really going to slow us down. Oh, almost a dead stop. Ah, there we go. All right. But it'd be working really well. I just put about 2.5 miles on the board and it's doing its thing. Just gonna cruise around the parking lot here for a sec. I'm going about 12 miles an hour, maybe 10 or 12 miles an hour. It's cruising pretty good. Still got 3 bars left on it, still gaining speed. Cruise all the way around this building. It's quiet. See, if you were doing a lot of flat stuff or just small little incline stuff on your way to work and you were a bigger rider, perfect board for you. If you weighed 150 pounds or less, then this board would be absolutely great for anybody. 150 or less, maybe 160. But it's cruising really good in speed setting 4. I'm just out having a ball now. Cruise through this parking lot here, and like I said, with better bearings this would function a whole lot better. Just took on that speed bump like it was nothing. Oh, she wants so bad to get in front of me, and I'm just cruising. Yeah, this is nice. I'm still sitting on a steady 3 bars of battery, cruising. I gotta go over there to that gas station real fast. We'll jump across here real quick. Beautiful. Beautiful. Let's just shoot right across while we can. We'll go right in the entrance. Booyah. I don't have to walk. This is great. Not having to walk is a huge plus. Still sitting on 3 battery bars on speed setting 4, and it's still doing its thing. It's cruising around real well. Carves real nice. Like I said, I'm a big dude. I'm not a tiny guy. Let's test those brakes in its highest mode. It should stop pretty fast. 3, 2, 1. Nope. So that's what I was saying about with that single hub motor stuff, guys. That can be not good when you want to slow down fast. So it's not a very strong brake when you're cruising and you're a bigger rider. So just be aware of that. You'll want to start slowing down early. All right, well, let me get my stuff and we'll start heading home. All right, so I put about 3 miles on the board so far, and I still have full battery. Now, once I'm under power, it drops down to 3, so that gives me a good idea that I have at least 3 bars left, even though it jumped back up to 4. As soon as I get it under any kind of power, it dropped down to 3. So that was 3 miles in, and so far, it feels pretty good. I will say that with my size and weight, this motor got pretty hot with me on here, so I'm not sure that I would be saying this is great for bigger riders. I know it says up to 220 pounds, but I mean, that motor's pretty hot right now. I'm actually giving it a chance to cool off before I go back to the house. The battery's holding up great, but that motor, unfortunately, is pretty hot. So if I rode my board, my premium board, extremely fast for a while, like 6 or 7 miles, it would get to about this kind of heat level. So to do that at just normal cruising, I would say that probably 200 pounds is a bit excessive for this board. It'll get me home and it'll be comfortable, but I would not say that this is good for larger riders. I would say probably 160 pounds or less. That's what this board is designed for. So if you're getting this and you're gonna get it as a bigger rider, I would say probably not the board for you. I don't think that motor will be able to take that kind of punishment for too long. It just won't. So you'll end up burning out the components really quickly. So that's the idea of these reviews, is that I'm honest with you guys, you know. So that's what I aim to offer you right now, is honesty. Sorry, there's a helicopter and all sorts of noise just started. So I'm gonna give this a chance to cool off, and then we're gonna ride it back to the house. So it's pretty much downhill from here. It was a lot of uphill stuff on the way, but still, I mean, that it shouldn't have got that hot in just cruising speeds. Well, I'm going to enjoy this cheeseburger that I just rode down and got. Assessment of the motor on the way back. Yeah, it's hot. I mean, it's definitely hot. So I would say 160, 150 is the cutoff for this. I think you'll get a much better experience at that weight than the full potential capacity of what it says. Can it handle a 220-pound rider? Yes. Would it be able to do that for a long period of time? Absolutely not. I think you would end up beating this board up really fast, and I don't think that motor would be able to take that kind of punishment for a very long time at all. So, but other than that, I would say very smooth, functions well, nice and quiet, reasonable battery life. It's good. It's good for what it is. Don't buy this thinking that you're going to commute on this as a larger individual. 180 pounds plus, I think this board's going to suffer under you, and it's not going to do very good. But if you're a smaller person, 160 or down, I think this board will fit you very well. You'll get good range out of it. It should last a long time. You should enjoy it. So don't forget to smash the like button, subscribe. I try to be as honest as I can with these reviews. I bought this with my own money, so I can be as honest as I want to at all times. And I bought it for her because she wanted a skateboard, because I have a skateboard, and she wanted to get into it. It's small, compact. It's not a huge board. It's reasonable. The truck length isn't a normal truck length. They're actually a little tighter than my board, and But other than that, I mean, it's good for what it is. I only paid $125 brand new for it during Black Friday. It's good for what it is. She will have a blast. She weighs in that 140 category, so this should work out really, really well for her. Get good range, have no problems or issues. She should have a good time with this board. So I hope that helped you guys make your decision. I'll catch you on the flip. Toodles.